What's going on, YouTube? Wanted to come at you really quick here with a video for my beginner students who are starting to maybe get to the point where you're moving out of open chords and wanting to start to get into more movable chord shapes. One of the first things you'll want to do if you are going that direction is start to play bar chords. And what a bar chord is it's going to be a chord that is exactly like its namesake, right? It's really the way to think of it is it's going to be a chord that you bar with your first finger and that you can move up and down the fretboard. Almost like think of, you see people with, I don't know if you've ever seen a capo. It's where they clip it on the neck. And essentially your finger is acting as the capo. So you can take a shape. Sorry, my shirt got caught in my guitar. So you can take a shape and move it. Right? So this finger here is acting like that capo that someone would strap on. Now, I'm making that analogy so you can kind of picture it in your brain. However, bar chords is extremely... I know you're thinking, I barely ever see that on anyone's guitar. That's because you would put that on your guitar if you're going to change the key of something you're playing where all the chords are going to be moved. In this situation, what I'm showing you today is bar chords where you will be moving chords and playing chords this way in almost everything that you play eventually, okay? So let's just kind of get right into it. I think that was enough of an intro. And today we're going to do just our bar chords with the root on your low E string. And your low E string is your first string down when you're looking down, and it's the lowest, the deepest in pitch, right? So let's do this in G, because G is on your 3rd fret, okay? So here's the shape of your G major bar chord. And you're gonna lay your entire first finger down here on your 3rd fret, okay? And now it comes down to curling these other fingers. So you've got 3 on your low E string. You've got 5 on both of your A and your D string, okay? And then you've got your middle finger curled in here on your G string on the 4th fret. And then the important part is that you have all of this curled enough so that you can hear your B and your high E string, which are also the 3rd fret here, right? So that's that whole thing. Now, if you're hearing any of that kind of stuff, dead notes like that, you want to go through this, and I've gone through this in other videos, but you want to go through this note by note and pick it. It's what's called arpeggiating it, okay? You'd want to go like this. And listen and hear where that might be. So like if you go, oh, there's my dead note, right? So then you can figure out how you need to move your fingers in order to make that note ring and all the notes clear. So then let's move to your other chord shape, your other movable chord shape. And I forgot to mention, and this is something you can move. That's what makes this so universally usable. So this is in G. If you want to play it in A, you just move it up 2 frets. If you want to play it in B flat, or I'm sorry, in B, you just move it up 2 frets. In C, up 1 fret, right? So these are what's called movable chords. Whereas when you're playing something in open string, I mean, you can, but there's going to be other notes in there, right? So now let's do the other movable shape that you're going to use, and that's going to be G minor, okay? So it's going to be the same as your G major. You're going to bar your entire 3rd fret here, and now you're going to put these 2 fingers here on your 5th fret on your A string and on your D string. Now, as you can see, we removed our middle finger, our mean finger. Eric Clapton does it like this, where he like flips everyone off while he plays. I don't do that. I curl it. I think it's just habit, however you do it. So, but if you notice, the middle finger is now removed off of your G string. So now this one's going to be a little easier to play. Now you do have to kind of press a little harder. It's got a little bit different angle, right? So that that bar is a little different. But same thing, you're going to go through that note by note. And if you have a dead note, oh, you know, you got to move your hand, right? That kind of tells you where you or how you need to move your fingers in order to make that note ring out. So cool. Hey guys, yeah, I think I'm just gonna cut this into my other bar chords for beginners video here, and let's just do our bar chords that are rooted on the A string now, okay? And now we're not gonna do the same, because we did G for our E string. We're not gonna do that because we'd have to move all the way down here. So we're gonna do these in C so that we can keep them in the same region of the fretboard, okay? So we're gonna first, let's do major like we did. We're gonna go major, then minor, just like we did on the E string. So now on the A string, to play a major, you play this shape. So this is gonna be, your bar is gonna be your first finger, once again fretted here on the 3rd fret. On all strings. The highest string doesn't matter because you're not playing that one, okay? And then you're playing 3, the 3rd on your low. I'm sorry, on your low. On your A string, you're playing your 3rd fret, and then you're playing your 5th fret on your D, G, and B strings. And you're not gonna hit that E. So I just kind of mute that highest. So that if I hit it on that way, if I hit it on accident, you don't really hear it. So you don't really hear it. So that's one way to do it. I mean, at this point, I just don't hit that string, but at first, you know, because you may accidentally hit it. So that's your major bar chord. Okay, now then rooted on your A string. Now your minor bar chord rooted on your A string is shaped this way. So still your bar is on the 3rd fret, and now with these 2 fingers you're going to go on your 5th fret on your D string and on your G string, and now you're going to curl your middle finger in here on your 4th fret on your B string, and then now on this one you do play your high E, okay, your high E string, and that's your 3rd fret. Okay, so you got to make sure you're curling your middle finger so that you hear that note, because that note's got to be in there, okay? So cool. I wanted to cut this in on the bar chord video that I made for your low E string as where you're rooting the chord. In other words, how you find the chord. And then also now with the ones rooted on your A string. So cool. Well, check my editing skills, guys. I just did a whole bunch of nonsensical blabbing. Anyway, love you guys. Like, subscribe, share. I will see you on the flip. Later, y'all.